This kind of all began about a year ago. It was February. I found out that Kyle and I, my husband, were pregnant with our first child. It was a little bit of an interesting pregnancy, kind of right from the beginning. I had actually an ultrasound right away at 6 weeks. They noticed that my HCG levels were kind of rising and falling, and I was just having some weird symptoms. I wasn't sleeping at night. I just felt really winded all the time and out of breath. I went about 3 months without sleeping. Eventually, I went in for one of my ultrasounds and the baby no longer had a heartbeat. We lost our baby, and over time, I still just didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel well, and fast forward to April 1st is my birthday, and my husband came home from work and asked if I wanted to go out to dinner to celebrate my birthday, and I asked that we go back to the emergency room because something just didn't feel right. I was extremely tired and the abdominal pain was way stronger than before. I was admitted that night into the emergency room on my birthday, and the next day they ran several tests, and the cardiologist came in that same day, and my parents were in the room, and they said, you know, we need to tell you that your daughter has congestive heart failure, and her ejection fraction rate, which is the percentage that the heart pumps blood, is only at 9%. She's an end-stage heart failure, and we don't really know what this looks like, but there's a 45% chance that her heart could recover. There's a 45% chance that her heart won't recover and that we need to get a transplant as soon as possible. And there's a 10% chance that she won't live 30 days. I thought they had the wrong patient or something. I was just at work yesterday. I was just exercising yesterday. I couldn't fully process it. And I remember asking the cardiologist, does that mean that I could die? And she said, unfortunately, yes. And so it was just a wake-up moment for me that something was severely wrong. Didn't know what was gonna happen, and we were just taking it one day at a time. I was immediately placed on heart medications, and they said, we're just gonna see what we can do to kind of look into this and do some more research on your specific case. They put me in a life vest, which is a wearable defibrillator. I wore that life vest for about 7 months. It had a little box on it, and it was a vest that I wore under my clothes, and it had heart leads on it that could read the rhythms of my heart. So if I were to go into an irregular heart rhythm, it would shock me. And eventually I was fortunate enough, most recently in November, I had a biventricular pacemaker placed. It's an ICD implantable cardioverter defibrillator. So it doubles as a pacemaker and as a defibrillator. So if my heart were to go into a dangerous arrhythmia, it helps the rhythms get back on track. And it also could shock me if my heart were to stop or if I were to have a heart attack. I just feel extremely thankful and blessed. I've learned so much about the heart. I mean, from the ejection fraction, I had never heard of that before having this happen to me. And I learned that it can improve over time if you do the right things and you watch your sodium levels and your fluid levels and you weigh yourself every single day to ensure that you're not retaining fluid and checking your blood pressure. My doctors were just incredible, and they were rooting for me, and you could tell that I was one of their favorite patients because I was always open and willing to learn. You know, a lot of times people don't want to exercise. They don't want to watch their sodium intake. It's not always fun eating heart healthy, but you know, the alternative is a lot worse. Before I had my device implanted, someone gifted me this heart, and it's just a constant reminder of my strength and everything that I've been through. And I keep it right on the mantle above my Peloton. While I'm exercising on the days when it feels challenging, I'm just reminded how lucky I am to be here and to be able to exercise, and not that I have to do it, but I get to do it. And so whenever I want to give up, I just look at this heart, keep going, girl. There's a reason why you're doing this. Without the American Heart Association, I mean, both of the things that really saved my life and have improved the quality of my life, Those were made possible because of the American Heart Association, and here I am today able to live a normal life, and I just returned to work. I've been able to spend time with my friends and family and be here right now talking to you. So if you do have the capacity to give to the American Heart Association, it's so important. They call it the silent killer because you could be a healthy, athletic person and drop out of nowhere, and unfortunately it happens more than we would like. You could be sitting next to someone right now with a heart problem and you don't even know it. The research and the support that the American Heart Association gives to survivors and just to everyday people is absolutely incredible and so impactful. I'm just forever grateful and so thankful that I'm here and I'm getting back healthy and continuing to grow stronger each day.